Welcome back to Good Morning Let's Basketball, Season 1, Episode 10. Today we got some interesting topics. NBA's been going crazy with the playoffs. Harden's been coming back to his true self. Jimmy Butler's been going off. This Lakers and Warriors series has been living up to expectations. We'll see if the Warriors can make a comeback after trailing 3-1. But some great news for LeBron James also is Bronny James commits to USC, and he's going to be a Trojan next year. What do you guys think about that?
Definitely wasn't the schools I thought he was gonna. I didn't even know USC was in his top two, but I thought they was pretty much down to Oregon and Ohio State. But I do like that. I do like that commitment. USC was pretty good last year, staying home in Southern California where LeBron can have him on a leash. So yeah, I think it'll be good. I mean, I don't expect him to be there too long, one and done, as I'm sure everyone else does. But yeah, I'm excited to see him play. Excited to see him go crazy, and hopefully make a decent tournament run too.
Well, I saw something too that said NBA scouts or college scouts, I can't remember which one it was saying that he's gonna be projected to average 10 points per game, which I don't know how they're coming up with that number out of the blue. But we'll see. I think the sky's the limit for him. He's been turning into a great player. I think he can have a good college career as well. He's a little bit of a defensive player as well.
Yeah, when I first got the ESPN notification that Bronny went to USC, I'm not gonna lie, I thought USC stood for University of Southern Carolina. So yeah, that was a little bit of a misconception on my part, but yeah, no, it just makes sense, I guess. Bronny, I was always I think we talked about this too, like a few podcasts ago, like how would the dorming situation be for an athlete like that with do you guys remember what his NIL deal was for? It was like 2 point or no, not 2 point, 7.5 or something.
Yeah.
7 million, yeah. So I mean, the way I look at it is, when you have a high level athlete like that come into your school, it becomes really challenging to, I guess, even for security reasons, keep them safe and all that good stuff. So it makes sense, like Kevin said, to keep your son on a leash, keep him close to home. And I mean, ultimately, like, I think this is good for his career. If you really think about it, anytime that he's spending outside of USC, he could potentially be training with his dad at the Lakers facility, which we know he's done in the past. Now, that's a stretch. I don't know if there's any kind of like rules against that, like college athletes training with the Lakers or anything, but we know that LeBron has the best resources for performing well. So you would think that he'd pass those on to his son here in LA or there in LA.
Yeah, I don't see him practicing with the Lakers only just because, like, if you're a college athlete, they're gonna have strict rules on you can't practice or play like physical sports outside of playing in like at USC, so he won't be able to do any of that.
Yeah, throughout years that we've seen Bronny play, I mean, he has gotten a lot better, and like you guys have said, hopefully they can. I don't expect to see Bronny get into any trouble down there because he seems like a decent kid. Never met him, but this is just straight guessing here. But yeah, he's been improving his game a lot recently. I saw an NBA scout say today on Instagram that if you leave him open, you're going to be in trouble, and that a lot of scouts have also said that they've seen a lot of similarities with his game to his dad, which rightfully so. I mean, if I would like to play like anybody, I would like to play like LeBron James, and it just so happens that is dad, so should be able to pick it up pretty easy. But yeah, I think USC was definitely a good school for him to go to. Don't know too much about the team other than they had like a decent run last year, and they made some noise in the tournament, and hopefully they can turn that around. But yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, and LeBron said that was like the best day of his life when that news came out. So just overall good news for him. The Lakers are doing good. And back to the NBA is Luka might go to the Jazz. So the Jazz are keeping an eye on Luka Doncic's situation in Dallas and might trade for him next season or in this offseason. What do you guys think about that?
What I want to know is what the hell they're going to give up, like the stadium.
Hmm.
the whole damn roster because we saw what the Timberwolves gave up to get fucking Rudy Gobert. Like we're talking about getting Luka Doncic. When's he a free agent?
I think
A year from
2024.
now. Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably summer of 2024, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Like I said, if that trade's gonna be damn near impossible to pull off, I would love to see what type of strings are gonna get pulled in order to make that happen. That's gonna have to be like a five-way team trade in order to make it some kind of decent and to where everybody can benefit. But if it comes to say if he does play this season out with Dallas, obviously they didn't meet expectations this year, and they have like a little bit better of a season with Kyrie. I would like to see him stay in Dallas. I think he definitely likes it there and he likes to win, but they haven't been doing the best to provide him with the best supporting cast. And they tried, but it just didn't work out that well. But as far as where he would go in free agency if he doesn't re-sign to Dallas, I feel like the Jazz could be a solid team if they stay solid like they are. If Larry Markkinen keeps balling, Jordan Clarkson keeps doing his thing, as well as a bunch of other young players I have on there as well, like Colin Sexton. I feel like he could be decent on the Jazz. Unlike Dallas, they actually have some players over there that can play defense. So I feel like that could be very good for him as well. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him on the Jazz. I would like to see him move teams, but I feel like it'd be pretty cool if he like stayed at Dallas and like won a ring there, kind of be like that second coming of Dirk, but eventually surpass him. But unfortunately, if it gets to the point where just not a lot's happening, and we saw the same thing when LeBron did it when he first left Cleveland, you might just have to do what you got to do sometimes. You don't want to end up like Dame and just stay somewhere and just rot for your whole career. So
Yeah, but I don't really see it as him like he wasn't rotting in Dallas. Dallas was good for the last few years, and then suddenly after that trade with Kyrie, I mean they were struggling this season for sure. But before that Kyrie trade, they were pretty high up in the rankings for the most part. I guess what I wonder is just why threaten to jump ship so quickly? You know, to me, like Kyrie just got there. I would think that you'd want to give the duo a chance, but I think Luka's kind of saying a lot. But I mean, has Luka come out and said that he wants to go to the Jazz or anything like that, or it's
No,
just like
the Jazz are
rumors?
just interested in him.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, if he leaves, it just says a lot about players' willingness to play with Kyrie, which I think is sad because that team really excited me, and I think Kevin and I talked about when we were watching them, like you just have two of like the most skilled basketball players in the league, and it's kind of a shame if he decides to leave. But I also don't see Mark Cuban letting that happen. I mean, he's been pretty adamant that he loves his Dallas Mavericks, and you know he loves Luka. So I
Yeah.
mean, I really wonder what he's gonna try to keep him there.
Well, he said that he'd rather divorce his wife than have to give up Luca. So I
Yeah, so
I
he's
don't
not
think
going
he's
anywhere
giving up
anytime soon.
Luca. I don't see Luca leaving, but I think it would be cool to see him on the Jazz. I think him and Lauri Markkanen could do some work together. I think that duo would be pretty good. But I don't know. I don't the only other place that I could see Luca is on the Nuggets. It seems like him and Jokic are really good friends, and they built that chemistry together through playing in All-Star games. But other than them, I don't know. I think they're gonna try out the Mavericks next season with him and Kyrie. If it doesn't work, I think they're breaking that team apart.
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple things for sure need to happen between now and the summer of 2024 or whenever Luka's contract is able to be or when he's able to go into free agency. And one of those things is just to deepen that team's roster because as it stands right now, it really is just Luka and Kyrie. And I think that they need to take a really good like they're not going to win next year if they don't do anything to their roster. So I think what they need to do is make some big changes over this offseason and see what they can pull out or come up with.
yeah, I would say a lot of the situation starts with Kyrie too. I mean, you don't really know what his intentions are going to be going into any season. Through the All-Star break, I had no idea it was a possibility for him to get traded to Dallas. I thought he was for sure going to the Lakers. Looking at how the Lakers are playing right now, still be a possibility that he goes there. And like I said earlier, just Kyrie, like love Kyrie, but just his antics and like what he does, you just never really know what you're gonna get. Hopefully it could work, but they definitely do need some other heads on that team that can play some defense because 1 through 5 and then everyone else on the bench, they just can't. And in today's
Yeah.
league, like that's just not gonna fly. It doesn't matter if you have Kyrie, Luka, and the 10 best shooters in the league. None of those guys can guard. So as of right now, I just don't think it's gonna work. But hopefully I get proven wrong. That's what I'm aiming for.
To your point about Luka and Jokic, I was going to say, I honestly don't think that that would work very well. I think that both of those players dominate as the franchise player of their team. And I just, there's certain duos that work very well together, LeBron and AD, LeBron and Kyrie. But when you have two superstars in Luka and Jokic, I think that the management of who gets the ball and who's the top scorer becomes limited to one of those guys. And I don't think either of them want that. But they could probably play really well together. I just don't see that really happening for the Nuggets. I think it's more likely that Luka would go to a more in like deep team, as you would call it. Imagine if Luka went to the Celtics.
I was thinking Milwaukee.
That's possible too.
Milwaukee would be fire with him and Giannis, and just they have people on that team that can play defense too. Like if he wants to win like tomorrow, shit, I say Milwaukee, bro. Like that's got to be the team.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. I feel like Milwaukee's going downhill right now. Like they just fired Mike Budenholzer, Drew.
Coach Budenholzer was a trash coach though, bro. Like I'm gonna be completely honest. Like if he didn't have Giannis Antetokounmpo in the game, like just watch the way they played. They all look fucking lost. Like he was not a very good coach. I don't give a shit that he won a ring. Like that doesn't mean anything to me. When the games that they don't have Giannis because he's out or for whatever reason, they always lose. They never pull together and win. That's because he doesn't know how to coach without Giannis. I say they need to go ahead and get Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is a great coach, and if they get another star over there, like I feel like it could work out good. I feel like they don't even need another star. They just get a better coach. They can definitely win it all. I mean, they already did win it all, but
Yeah.
Nick Nurse coaching right now
no, the Raptors let him go at the end of the year.
because the Bucks said that they want a coach that's currently employed and like on an NBA team as of now.
Well,
It's a weird stipulation.
up until like the very end of the season, around the time that they got rid of Coach Budenholzer. But like Nick Nurse is a great coach. Like I would want him like on my team as a coach, but I don't know. You never know with what the other teams are thinking. I mean, who else could they get? Like realistically,
Yeah, I don't know who they'd get. I agree. I think Nick Nurse is a hell of a coach as well, but we'll see what happens with that.
Um, what was I going to say? To bring back that point about Kyrie possibly going to the Lakers next year, do you guys think if they win it? I mean, oh my God, it's really cool to think about if the Lakers win it this year and Kyrie goes next year. It would be really hard to question whether or not they could go like win back to back. I think it's more likely that they would win back to back than it is that they would lose. What
I
do you
don't
guys think?
know. Like AD is playing out of his mind this season, and I mean in the playoffs, and he's being able to stay this healthy as well. And we got to see if next season it's a long season and come playoffs, if he can maintain to stay healthy and this dominance that he's had of recently. Because I'm not gonna lie, if they don't have AD, they're not winning.
You don't think LeBron and Kyrie could pull it off?
nope,
I think they could.
nope.
They need a decent big man, like how they had Chris Bosh or like Kevin Love.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think with the development of the team that they have now, they have a bright future. D'Angelo Russell is basically just a buffer point guard. He serves one purpose, and that's to raise his value for trades so they can get other point guards. And then he's gone from the Lakers again. So D'Angelo Russell's time there is probably not going to be long. Um, there are some players that I would definitely like to see stick around. One of them is definitely Hachimura. He's been playing out of his mind this season. Well, actually, more or less like in the postseason, I would say. And then additionally, you have a lot of guys off that bench that are performing really well for the Lakers when they need them to. Last night, what was the name of the player that kind of like basically hooped the Warriors, kind of?
Lonnie Walker.
Lonnie Walker. He had a really successful game. And just moving forward, if they can win a championship, it gives them time to develop these guys and it gives these younger guys some confidence. And hopefully, next year, if AD goes out, which I think is very likely because I've repeatedly mentioned that I'm not an AD hater, but I hate how much people want him just because I'm like he's so injury prone, and I think the negative outweighs the positive sometimes too much for him. But he's also kind of shutting me up this playoffs. He's performing out of his mind, and if he wins it all, then it shows that he's able to sustain somewhat of dominance and be healthy, which up until right now I did not think was possible for him. I thought it was either he's going to be dominant for one game, injured the next, or he's completely healthy, but he's playing like an average big man.
No, for sure. And another key piece of that team is Austin Reeves. He's been doing pretty good for the Lakers,
Yeah.
and they're expecting him to like ask for a max contract, and I don't know if the Lakers have money for that. So he might go somewhere else, or the Lakers might have to do some work around the team to make money for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping that the kid's not asking for too much money. I mean, he started playing good like halfway through the season, not even like the full season. I mean, he's been playing good like ever since he's gotten in the rotation, but like I definitely don't think he deserves a max or anything really near it, to be honest. Because a max is a lot of fucking money. And if I was putting a lot of money into one player, it probably wouldn't be Austin Reeves. He's sick, don't get me wrong. But like I said, that could go to someone like Kyrie or another star. But yeah, hopefully they can keep some of those key pieces around if they do try to pull off a trade like Austin Reeves or like D'Angelo Russell. I think D'Angelo Russell's pretty good. He's been kind of serving his purpose with the Lakers, not just as trade bait. That was kind of an incorrect statement by Daniel earlier, so I apologize. But he's been scoring pretty well, shooting pretty well, as he's been averaging around 5 or 6 assists per game. So he's playing his role pretty well. But yeah, hopefully they can just keep all those pieces if they do aim to get like another star. But
Trade bait is an insane, like, what's that word to come up with? Did you come up with that, or you seen that before?
No, you just made it up. You just gave a bunch of word salad and just made that.
Yeah.
I think you said it about 2.5 minutes ago on the dot.
I mean,
But
come on. Like, let's be honest here. I mean, really, like, is D'Angelo Russell going to be part of that team? Do you think next year, or do you think they're going to try to get Kyrie? And
I
I feel
mean,
like D'Angelo Russell would have to be part of that trade. No way he isn't.
maybe. I don't know. We have to see how the end of this season goes. That they could crumble in the conference finals. They could blow this 3-1 lead they have right now and just blow the fucking team up. It really
You
doesn't
guys,
know.
have you guys seen the Twitter and TikTok are freaking out because a corgi always makes a video of it like bouncing its head or using its snout to launch basically basketballs into little laundry hampers that have the team on them. And apparently it predicted that the Lakers will lose
Yeah, it's
after being
4-0.
dominated.
It literally predicted every single game right.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's predicting for the Warriors to win 3 straight.
That's
Yeah,
such
I mean, I don't think that's really possible for them. I think it's pretty clear that the Lakers are the stronger team. And I don't know if I've said this yet, but I personally I believe that whatever team comes out of this series will most likely win the championship. Um, Either whether that be the Warriors or the Lakers, but I think it's a lot more likely that it'll be the Lakers.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you. Either it's the Sun, or like I can see the Suns winning this series and then they go to finals, but I'm gonna be honest, the Lakers team have been playing really good, and I don't know. I just feel like there's not gonna be anybody to beat them right now.
I mean, they've been going crazy after since that trade deadline. I mean, they pretty much got a bunch of new faces there to help. But yeah, hopefully they can keep it up. But on the topic of the Lakers, if they do win, should Patrick Beverly and Westbrook get rings? I think yeah. I mean, they played up until the trade deadline, and every single year that a team gave away a player at the trade deadline and ended up winning the championship, they ended up getting rings. So, I mean, DeMarcus Cousins got a ring in 2020. He came way after the trade deadline did, and he was gifted a ring. So, I feel like it'd only be right that they got rings as well. I mean, they were there for a while. Not really a while. Westbrook was there for about a season and a half. Pat Bev, I'm not quite sure exactly how long he was there, but I think they definitely deserve to get rings if they win. I mean, I really don't see why they wouldn't, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that they deserve the rings for sure. The only thing that I would disagree with is that Pat Beverly went out of his way. I don't know if Westbrook also like publicly said this, but Patrick Beverly saying, oh, we deserve rings. I don't agree with that. I think, if the Lakers organization wants to give you a ring, good on them. They're doing the right thing. But if the Lakers would have gone into the play-in or the playoffs with the team that they had with Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverly, we wouldn't be having this conversation. They wouldn't be in the play-in. They would have lost. They would have definitely been out, 100%. And I stand by that. I love Russell Westbrook and I love Pat. Well, I don't love Pat Beverly. I love Russell Westbrook, and I think Patrick Beverly is a good athlete, but for them to say that we're deserving of this ring, no. If you guys had stayed around, they would have lost. They would have definitely not been where they are now. So, but yeah, good on the Lakers for doing the right thing and giving them the ring.
Well,
If they do get it.
yeah, it's up to the organization to give them the ring, which I thought they were guaranteed the ring, like regardless if they got traded. But I guess it's completely up to the organization, and I don't see the Lakers not giving them rings. But I don't know why Patrick Beverly even brought it up. I feel like he should have just like assumed that he was getting a ring or just kept his mouth quiet, but I don't know.
One thing I wanted to say about the earlier Bronny conversation was there's no chance in hell Bronny was looking forward to going to a non-legal state. If you guys remember that video of Bronny when he's in the car with his little brother and he like turns the camera on him and he's so clearly rolling up something. I'm just messing around. I'm just fucking around. But yeah, no, it's probably going to be a good time for Bronny. Lots of rest and recovery, if you know what I mean, and relaxation out there in California, beaches and all that good stuff. He doesn't have too much stress, so hopefully he can perform next year.
Yeah, that was a good save, man.
Yeah. But on the topic of this series, couple things happened last night after game 4. Jordan Poole was interviewed after the game, and he was not in the happiest of spirits. He, handled the situation decently well, but towards the end of his statement, he proclaimed or alluded to the fact that Steve Kerr not giving him as many minutes on the floor could be contributing to his unsuccessful performance going into the playoffs. And I don't agree. I think that he's been playing like a baby. He's been fumbling the ball around too much, missing big shots, and just not playing to the level that he needs to be playing at for them to win this playoff series. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's like not only it's not the blame is all on Jordan Poole. I feel like it's the Warriors as a whole that they're not playing as well as they should be. I feel like because watching that last like couple minutes of the Warriors versus Lakers game last night, like I think Clay threw up a shot, missed, and then Curry had back-to-back shots where he was very contested, and it was over AD, and that he could have obviously like tied the game or something, and then he ended up throwing the ball out of bounds. And those are just key moments of the game where if they took the time to of that possession of the play, they could have maybe got a basket and tied the game or even won the game as well.
Yeah, I mean, on the topic of Poole, like he just has not been playing good at all this series, man. I mean, he had 21 the first game against Lakers in game 1, but ever since then, in a total in 3 straight games, he scored a combined 11 points. he didn't score at all yesterday. In 10 minutes, he shot 0 for 4 with 0 points. I mean, the first guy coming off your bench, averaging 20, that's just unacceptable, straight up. I mean, he could sit there and complain about his minutes all he wants, but like when he's out there and he's not providing anything, like why should we play you? Like it's the playoffs. Like we don't have one more month. We don't have one more game. Like no, like every game matters. Every game counts. Like if you're playing like shit, then you shouldn't be in there. And that's what I think at least. But like I don't know. Yeah, he hasn't been playing pretty good. I mean, it's down 3-1. It's a little too late to turn it around. Like the game that he needed to like be Jordan Poole was definitely yesterday.
Yeah.
And, I saw a lot of sports bettors placing their locks on Jordan Poole, 20 plus points in the win, because the Warriors won going down 3-1. They're defending champs. So what did I do as a gambling degenerate? I followed it. I tailed it. I was like, all right, bet, yeah, he'll definitely get 20 points and the Golden State will win easy. They're not about to go down 3-1. No, this fucking bowling pin went out there and got 4 points in 10 fucking minutes on 4 shots, bro. Man, they ain't cut that fool.
I don't think I mean I don't know if you're I don't know if you're yeah, no, I mean I don't think they need to cut him. I think he was instrumental in that ring that they won last year. So I think they shouldn't be so quick to push him out, but I definitely think that that team, the Golden State Warriors, rely way too much on the 3-point line. We were sitting watching the game a couple of days ago, and a buddy of mine said, Jesus, they just keep taking threes. And I mean, I kind of just brushed it off because that's what Golden State is good at. You know what I mean? They do play well in the paint, but they also, the main portion of their game is being played outside of that 3-point line. But that doesn't work on the matchups when you have AD and LeBron and you're playing the Lakers, especially in crunch time. The shots that they were taking, like you said, AD is a 7-footer putting his hand up barely and able to contest the entirety of Stephen Curry's shot. So Steph Curry took a lot of, I would say, not smart shots. I mean, I know that Steph Curry could make those, and if he had, we'd be talking about how great he is right now. But the simple fact is that he didn't. And then Clay took a really dumb shot when all they needed is one, and he was like, I think Victor, you were kind of mentioning it. He was fading and like going slightly to his left, and he was really hotly or heavily contested, and he just he bricked it. So I think this goes as a forewarning to the other teams, right? The Lakers match up really well on all sides of the floor. If you want to go into the paint, you've got to deal with AD and LeBron. If you start making threes, you're going to start dealing with them at the 3-point line, and that can be even worse. And I just in the future, I don't see too many matchups working out for other teams. That's why they're kind of my favorite for winning it all. But Jordan Poole obviously is distracted. He's not thinking the same. A lot of people think it might be the Queen of the Bronx, Ice Spice herself, the queen, the next coming of Nicki Minaj, and the savior to BBLs, because she doesn't have one. She's all natural. But Jordan Poole reportedly spent about $500,000 on a date with her, which is just stupid. But it's Jordan Poole, and we've seen how he's been playing in the playoffs, and it doesn't surprise me that he's spending all this money on OnlyFans models and Ice Spice.
It's rumors right now, but I just can't wait for that TMZ headline to come out to say Jordan Poole a munch.
Facts.
You should have taken that $500K, bought a new goddamn shooting coach or some shit, because this motherfucker's playing terrible.
Yeah, bro, and he spent way too much money on her.
Bro, she
did like 500K is ridiculous, bro. Like
she probably doesn't even get 100K a song right now, which is like he's paying for the next like 5 years of her career.
How much would you spend her on a date, Mr. Fucking gentleman over here?
I was making Jordan Poole's money.
Are
you asking me if I was making Jordan Poole's money or no?
If you were making, yeah, sure. If you were making Jordan Poole's money,
we'll go both scenarios. How about that? We'll play both ways.
If I was making Jordan Poole's money, probably like 1,500, maybe.
Fuck you spending $1,500 at. You guys are
I don't
sick.
know.
No, I would just I didn't say I'd spend money. I said I'd
I
go
wasn't
to
asking you.
I'd go
Would
to
you?
one of her music videos and just stand in the corner, all mysterious and elusive, and then have
Yeah,
her come to me.
because dudes are going to Ice Spice music videos wanting to watch Daniel.
What are you guys spending?
I probably wouldn't even go on a date, bro. She ain't all that. Psych. No, I
I
don't even know. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about a scenario that's never gonna happen. But maybe one day this bitch will pop off this podcast and she'll just come running.
This will
But
this will come back to bite us in the ass.
but
She's on here.
until then, but until then, I'm in my bedroom at my mom's house dreaming. But
I'd take her on a date. I'd be like, yo, let's go to the Bahamas on my jet right now. That would be my version of spending money on her. I'm not paying her like a prostitute.
I don't think he
But
paid
yeah,
her.
but you would have to fly her out. So like there goes some of the, you know what I'm saying?
That's true. I don't know, man. Let me go look at her Instagram again. See if it's worth it.
Well, why you do that? Um,
Oh hell yeah, bro! I'd cut off my arm for this hoe. I forgot about this picture. Where
yeah,
she has red hair. She's bad, but I'm just fucking around.
pleasure for sure. But anyways,
But
I don't know
I
if y'all
wanted to,
saw this.
what were you saying, Kevin?
Probably nothing important. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to say earlier back to what Kevin or Daniel said about the Warriors. Yeah, like they do live and die by the three. And if you think about it, their main offense comes from Wiggins, Klay Thompson, and Curry. If those three aren't playing good, they're not doing good. Because if you Kevon Looney, he's not going to be scoring for you, and Draymond, he's not the same player he used to be. He's not going to be. He's honestly kind of in that facilitator role now. I think he had like a 20-point game, and it was his like first 20-point game in like months or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I don't know if you guys saw those Kevon Looney highlights in college. Someone posted them after the Kings series, and he was a dog in college. Like they were comparing him to KD before he got into the league, but he had back surgery and he had to change his play style, and he's not the same player he used to be.
If you think his college tape is crazy, go on YouTube after this, after we're done filming, and look at his high school mixtape. Dude, you won't even think it's fucking Kevin Looney. Dude was out there balling motherfuckers, bro. It was insane how he used to play compared to how he plays now. And that back injury is what fucked him up. But no, I'm dead ass serious, bro. After we're done, go look up Kevon Looney high school highlights. You're gonna piss yourself. Like he was crazy, bro.
Well, hopefully, that back injury was just a small, what's the word? Speed
But
bump in his.
he years in the league, man. We're past that. He's sitting under the block and grabbing boards for the rest of his life. He's not
For
gonna.
sure. For sure, but he still holds value to that Golden State team.
100%.
As a successful rebounder. I mean, he showed out against AD in the first game, and during the Kings. Well, who was it? Sabonis, and who was the other one that was crashing boards? It doesn't matter. Point is, Kevon Looney showed out and he performed well. And yeah, it sucks that maybe he's not going to be the same Kevin Durant level offensive player that he was, but he could still win a lot of rings with the Warriors. So, hopefully that brings him enough joy in his life. But we were also on the subject of the Warriors and their players doing just weird shit, I guess you could say. Draymond Green, we all knew this, had been very adamant over the course of the season that he really wanted to see LeBron score the scoring record. He was so passionate about this that he made the quote, if the what do you say? He's like, if the Warriors are playing, or if we're playing one night and LeBron's gonna break the record another or on the same night, I'm gonna be at LeBron's game or something like that. I'm butchering that paraphrase, by the way. But yeah, he had wanted to go to that LeBron game where he was going to break the scoring record, and when it actually did come, Steve Kerr said no, which I think was the best decision for the team. I mean, I think it's weird for a player on one of LeBron's biggest rivals to go to one of his games, even though they're friends. It still just says something to the rest of your team, saying kind of my loyalties are with you guys, but I also, really like my friend, which I think does bring in some question of loyalty to the Warriors. But what do you guys think?
I mean, this is just like another case of what I call elite level meat writing. Like, like why fucking go, bro? Like for what? That's your coworker, bro. Damn near. You played against him in the finals like 8 fucking times. Tell
It's
your
it's
kids that. They don't give a shit that you saw him break the scoring record. You beat him in the finals like 3 times.
it's not.
Like, who cares, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not even like coworkers, dude. It's like you're working at McDonald's and the person and there's another person working across the street at Dunkin', right? And you guys become friends, and then he
You
becomes
just call
manager or
work one
something.
day and go there to because he's projected to hit 100 sales today. No,
Yeah, exactly. That's
yeah,
that. There you go. That's
no, fuck you. Nope, you got a job. I'm so glad. I would have loved to see like their reaction, like when he asked, like he walks his happy ass into the office. He just goes, "Hey, can I request you to go watch it?" They're probably like, I bet they laughed. I would have. I would be like, "No, what the hell's wrong with you?" Like, I don't know. That's just weird. So
It
weird.
is
like
weird.
like you said, it's meat writing. I mean,
It is, bro.
the meat writing is crazy when it comes to Draymond Green and LeBron's relationship.
I know.
Um,
Like, I
I
don't.
mean,
And it's been
I
up
mean,
recently too. Like I feel like it's been like this like past year that he's just been like crazy about him.
he's trying to get on that banana boat. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. He's trying to weasel his way into that group.
You're trying to get on
Oh,
the.
you know what I think it is? It's probably because isn't he with the Lobos tequila? Like they both have that like tequila.
I'm not too sure. That's something Indiana beverage employee would know, not me.
Yeah.
Saying
Yeah, we've
what?
got a resident expert of alcohol.
X.
Oh no, no, now you're a real expert of alcohol, huh?
No.
Mr. 21.
Champion.
Yeah, champion.
Champion of alcohol.
Alcohol champ. Speaking of champs, well, actually, not at all. Speaking of champs, I know you guys kind of see me just peeking over here, but game game 5, Philly Boston. Boston actually just lost, so they're down
Yeah.
2 going to Philly. I did not expect that. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I also didn't expect Harden to just hoop like Lil Baby was watching, but Lil Baby was watching, and he dropped 45 points on like 16 of 23 shooting, which is absurd. All he needed was Lil Baby there, and yeah, 3-2 going to Philly. That could be
Wait,
a wrap.
he just dropped 45 again.
No, that was the last game, the last home
Um,
game they had. I don't know how much he had tonight. I'll look it up, but they
Well,
won by 12 points.
it's funny too about this topic on Draymond because Steve Kerr told him no to go to see LeBron's thing, but Doc Rivers allowed Harden to go to Vegas to party after they beat the Brooklyn Nets.
That's different. Harden
It's
has a history of that.
it's a little bit different, but then again, he's going out clubbing there. Like Draymond was like he's not gonna go out clubbing there. He was just going to see LeBron.
Yeah, well, that's why Draymond's a 4-time champ, baby.
Yeah. He was not just going to he was definitely going to go clubbing after the game. He wasn't going to go sit his happy ass courtside, have drinks, and then just go home, sleep
No,
in his
I mean,
bed.
yeah, for sure they had an after party for LeBron, but I mean, he's like to the extent what I feel like what Harden would have done was gonna be like 10 times more lit than what
Well,
um
I mean, you can't replicate Harden, man. I think he dropped 45, went straight into the tunnel, showered, changed, and I don't even think he got in a car. He was just already at the local like club already, shirtless, dancing. I mean, Harden's having a good time right now. Um, yeah, it's big surprises coming out of that series. Um, if they do beat out Boston, do you guys think that what fueled the fire underneath them was the MVP going to Embiid. I mean, it just because overall, I would think that would give your big man as well as your team the confidence to say, hey, it would be in our best interest to really go for it this year. You know what I mean? Which
I
you
mean,
would every year, but
Philly's been at that, have been at like this hump for like many seasons now, the past 4 or 5 seasons, and they just haven't been able to get over it with all the stars that they've had through there. Ben Simmons, Butler, and all the other role players that had there as well. Finally found something that works half decent. And now they're up 3-2 against the team that went to the finals last year. The series is not at all over yet, but they're in a damn good position to close it out and go to the conference finals, who I think would be Miami. Miami's up 3-1 on the Knicks. So I don't know. Harden, like I said, he's been playing out of his mind. He had damn near a triple-double today. Embiid put up 36. Maxey, he matters a lot to this team. They really need. He's like what the Warriors said about Jordan Poole, about how they need him to play good in order for them to win. That's how Philly is with Maxey. Maxey has to go out there and put up like 20 plus points if they want him to win. And he's been doing just that. Up 3-2. I just realized if Philly goes to the finals, I'm really going to be eating my fucking words, because around one of the first couple episodes of this podcast, I said Philly will never be a thing. The process is a joke, and the process will never happen. That's exactly what I said. It's kind of harsh, but God damn it, Boston, if you don't pick this shit up, or if Jimmy Butler, first off, Jimmy Butler playing Philly in a playoff series, conference finals, I think would be insane, because Philly let him go after that one season that he was there. So there's definitely going to be like a little bit of a revenge tour there. But I think that series would be crazy, Miami and Philly. But like I said, that series isn't over yet. It's only 3-2. But we'll see.
Two things.
And they were in Boston. My bad. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if Sixers do somehow pull this off and beat the Celtics, I think they'll steamroll through the Heat. As good as Jimmy Butler is, I don't think that he's going to be able to prevent Embiid and Harden from doing as well as they are doing right now if they continue this run, which is scary. But I don't think it's going to come to that personally. I saw on what was it, Butt Crack Sports on Twitter. Always scares the hell out of me because the notification. Have you guys ever seen the notifications from them on Twitter? It'll be like breaking news, Embiid to the Warriors or something like that, or Giannis to the Warriors under 4-year contract, and it always just kind of gets me a little bit. But then you see this is tweeted by Butt Crack Sports. What was the goddamn point of that? Oh my god, why was I saying that?
I don't think you had a point.
No, I did have a point. So Butt Crack Sports basically posted something that said the final script had leaked, and it was just basically a post that ESPN had done where they said that Boston and the Lakers are right now tied for the most championships won by a team at 17 straight. And right now, Boston is the strongest team in the East from what it looks like. Sixers may pull it off, but let's say they don't. I think it'll be Boston, and I think it'll be the Lakers, which would be personally, I would love to see that. I would love to see that matchup. I think more than any other team, because Boston plays really well everywhere, and the Lakers defend well pretty much everywhere. I think as of right now, so it would be a really cool matchup. I'd enjoy to see that a lot.
It would be, but I don't know. I kind of want to see not Suns, Nuggets versus Heat. I feel like it'd be nice to see Jimmy Butler get his first ring, and also see Jokic finally get his first ring as well after all the hate he's been getting this season, and everybody's slandering his MVPs.
Yeah, what I like about now is that the NBA is finally competitive. You don't know who you're going to get in the finals. So, also Philly going to the finals too. Harden, his time in the league is kind of expiring too. So, seeing him get there and winning ring would be pretty cool to see too. Personally, I love James Harden, love his game. Would love to see him win a ring. Don't think he will, but I don't know. It's a possibility, big possibility.
It is possible. I don't know why you want the Suns to get there though.
Nobody.
Oh no, you said not the Suns. You said Nuggets. It would be really cool if the Nuggets made it, just because we were in that stadium, and if a finals gets played there, like that'd be pretty cool. I'd be pointing out where we were sitting every
Why'd
time.
you do that face, dude?
Kevin, remember
That's gonna
the
be
scene from Ted
clipped.
Lasso? No, remember the scene from Ted Lasso? Look at he's looking at the box. He's like,
Yeah, I do remember. You're in that show. But
I am Danny Rojas, Danny Rojas, Danny,
not
Danny
bringing it up, but no.
Rojas.
I can account for what you said because last year I was at game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals and I was visiting my brother. I remember seeing like the finals being played on that court and I was like, damn, I was there. It's like standing right behind the visitors bench for a quick second, staring at Kyle Lowry. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it was cool. I would definitely love to go to a finals game at one point in my life. I feel like that'd be a sick experience, sick courtside and shit. Maybe one day, maybe in my next life. I don't know. But I think one day
Hey,
it'll happen.
did you guys, sorry, it just like popped into my head when you said Kyle Lowry. Did you see fucking what Jack Harlow tweeted when he was at or he posted on his Instagram story of when Kyle Lowry sat on his lap and he was like, the rumors are true. His shit like a pillow.
I was thinking the same thing. Kevin was locked in when he saw Kyle Lowry on that court. He just
Something like that. I don't know. Some shit will do stuff to you, man. But yeah. Got game 5 here coming up. Denver, Phoenix. What are y'all's picks? Close out this episode. What do we think's gonna happen?
well,
I think Nuggets are gonna come out and win the series, but I think they're gonna take this game, then Suns take one more, and then Nuggets gonna close it out.
In 7?
Yes, sir.
7.
I would agree. I think Nuggets will do it in either 7. They can't do it in 6, right?
They can do it in
Or
6.
can? Okay, so maybe 6, maybe 7. But yeah, I think my favorite is the Nuggets coming out of that series.
Yeah. No, I definitely have the Nuggets winning tonight too. They're back in Denver, so hopefully they can get it done. More specifically, though, I got just feeling, I think Jokic will have over 30 and a half. I think Kevin Durant will have more than 6.5 rebounds. Booker will probably have like 6+ assists, maybe. Yeah, I expect Kevin Durant to hit more than 1 3. But like these are just random picks that just pop in my head. I don't
Yeah.
have like $5 or nothing on this,
I
but
don't have the mortgage of my house riding on Jokic to have 25.
yeah, I don't got like my spring tuition. For fucking, I don't know, man. This is why the NBA is bullshit. So when the playoffs started, first round, like first 4 or 5 games, fire. I was on fire. I couldn't be stopped. Like in a span of like 3 days, I'm not gonna say how much I made. I mean, it wasn't a crazy amount, but like I was on fire, dude. But ever since then, it's been fucking insane. I got Daniel showing his feet line, but yeah, man. I think this game's gonna be interesting. Can't wait to watch it. Last game, game 4, Booker and Jokic had 81 combined points, which is pretty crazy. And Booker and KD had 72. It just said that on the TV, so correct
Well, dude,
information.
freaking Booker, I think made 32 of his last 40 shots or some shit like that.
Dude, when I was watching that game, like I swear to God, it didn't look like he fucking missed. And I remember I checked the stats after the game and he missed like 4 total shots the whole game. And I was like, that's it. Or I was like, he missed 4. I was like, that's like a lot more than I thought he missed. I was like, there's no way this dude missed tonight. He was just insane in that game. I'm not the biggest Devin Booker fan, but he can play, man. Guy can play.
Pisses me off when he plays well though.
Yeah.
He's just annoying. He's just annoying to watch hoop. But
Dude can make shots, son.
he can.
But yeah, this was another episode of Good Morning Let's Basketball. We appreciate all you tuning in once again and hope that you guys keep visiting. You can follow us on all of our socials at Good Morning Let's Basketball, YouTube, Twitter, as well as Instagram, as well as some of our personals. Victor's going to edit them in right here. It's going to look sick. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week, and y'all have a good week.
Tonight.